Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Arloth and I are here today to talk to you about some really exciting books that we think you might also really love as well. Now, the theme between both of these books is kind of similar, even though the stories themselves are really different. And the theme is actually the sea or the ocean, because the sea and the ocean actually play a big part in both of these books. So the first one I want to talk to you about is called Of Salt and Shore by Annet Schaap. Of Salt and Shore. Now, this is actually a book about lighthouse keepers. Now, lighthouse keepers back in the day used to live in lighthouses themselves or in like a little house right next to them. And basically their job was to keep the lighthouse lit so that when ships are coming by, they don't run up upon the rocks and, damage the ship and hurt all the crew and everything. So the main character in this story is called Lampy, and her father is the lighthouse keeper. Now he makes her, because he's not very well, he makes her do the responsibility of lighting the lighthouse every night, which is a huge responsibility. It's a really big deal. Well, unfortunately, Lampy makes a mistake, and there is an accident one night. And because of that, her father is so mad at her, and also the townspeople want somebody to pay. So, unfortunately, it's Lampy. So what happens is from there, she has to go and move into this admiral's old spooky manor and be his servant. Ugh. That sounds just absolutely awful, doesn't it? Yeah, I thought so too. So she has to be a servant in this manor, and she starts learning that there's all these secrets, and she befriends somebody who is kind of like her, a little bit different, and who's persecuted because of that. So there are all these adventures that happen. There's mermaids, there's pirates, there's all kinds of great, exciting things. And the most important thing that I found about this story was that I just loved Lampy and her desire to be true to herself, even when other people might not accept her. And that is such a great, great theme. And that really the whole theme of this story is about, misfits and being true to yourself and standing up for yourself as well. And I feel like even if you or I are not a misfit, or there are definitely sometimes where we feel like we don't fit in, right? I know there's lots of times that I've felt that way, that I just don't fit in, that I'm too different, I'm too weird. So if you've ever felt this way, this is such a great book too, because it makes you feel not so very alone. But it's also really fun. Like I said, there's pirates and mermaids. You can't beat that. So the next book is called The Floating Island by Elizabeth Haydon. The Floating Island. Oh, yes, there is a dragon on the front of this book. Arloth is very excited about that. So this book is really, really cool for a few different reasons. So one reason is it's told through journal entries. Not the whole book, but some of it. Through the main character's point of view, whose name is Ven. Now, Ven's family is just a family of shipbuilders. That's their pride, that's their joy, and he can't wait for the day when he can actually help more than he is able to now and actually go on adventures in one of these ships. So when his dad, on his birthday, allows him to do a final inspection for a ship, he is overjoyed. But when Ven does this, it ends up setting him on a course for this crazy and wild adventure. The ship is attacked by fire pirates, which is crazy and amazing and sounds as nuts as it is. Pirates that use fire to destroy other ships. And he's the only survivor. He's floating in the sea. He's saved by a mermaid. What? How cool is that? Until he gets picked up by this other ship who is searching for this mysterious island, and they think that Ven can help them. This book is so, so, so much fun. And like I said, the really cool thing is that it's told a lot of it through his journal entries, which is really interesting because you get a different point of view than if people are just talking with each other. And I'd like to read you the first couple paragraphs just so you see what I mean. The first pages of Ven's journal, written in the dungeon of Castle Elysian. Ooh. Being thrown in jail to rot is not especially fun. Being thrown in jail when you are innocent is worse. Being thrown in jail to await having your head cut off is the worst of all. All of this is even more depressing when you are far from home and everyone who loves you thinks you are dead. It's also not a good thing to be a kid when all of this is happening. People don't seem to listen much to kids. But worse than all of that is being in jail, knowing that your fate will be determined by how well you can explain your innocence and what has happened to you in writing. I wish I had paid better attention in writing class. My birthday was a few weeks ago. I had hoped and even expected that this would be a good year. But I did something stupid on that morning, something that seems to have brought me nothing but bad luck. Aren't you just dying to find out what happens next? And what did he do to cause all this bad luck? And what happens? Do they find the floating island? Do the fire pirates come back? Whew. This book is such an adventure. Love it so much. It's absolutely so fun. Highly recommend it. And that is The Floating Island by Elizabeth Haydon. Just a quick aside. The reason I was drawn to this book in the first place is because Elizabeth Haydon actually writes a lot of really great adult fantasy stories. And when I saw her name on this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I didn't know she wrote books for younger people. So this book is absolutely fantastic. And if you do like it, when you get a little bit older, you can maybe look into some of her other books as well. Well, that's what we have for you guys today. I hope that these books sound really fun and exciting. And if you'd like to check them out, you can please do so at the Farmington Community Library. You can put them on hold through our curbside service or come into the building and visit us. We'd love to see you. Thanks so much and have a wonderful rest of the day.